I'm Draco Self-Important, and I think you should listen to me. I also think you should like and subscribe. Okay, so I'm totally addressing a commenter that I literally just addressed. I assume you haven't even watched that video yet because you're commenting on older. Like, I appreciate that you're watching the older videos and actually like engaging with the ideas, but like, listen, man, this is exactly what I wanted. If I'm not addressing the shit that you need me to address, tell me. Because, like, yeah. So, okay, this is, give me a second. I'm gonna read it and then we're gonna talk about it. And then there's at least one more, I think two more comments. I can't remember. We'll see. Okay. The reason why men don't value themselves is because they're told by primarily left-wing people that they are toxic and misogynist who devalues people and sexually objectifies women. You cannot control your personality. Your personality is mostly biological. You can't change your personality. You can only pretend to be someone you are not and put on a mask. The right wing is telling us that we have to put on a hyper macho mask to attract women, and the left is telling us we have to put on this good personality mask. Nobody says we can just be our authentic selves with our real personalities. Motherfucker, the entire thing. I'm gonna pause in the middle of the comment because I need to drive this home. That I am trying to suggest to you as a concept is that there is an audience out there. There are people out there who will like you for who you are. I just need you to give a shit about that other person in order for them to give a shit about you. Like, I need you to understand that, like, if you want an actual relationship, it needs to be reciprocal. I get that lots of people are in shitty relationships. If that's not what you want, then maybe put some fucking work in. Not everyone is in a shitty relationship. Not everyone fucking settles for bullshit. Listen, if you are here, you have to, oh my God. You can just be yourself. There will be people that like you. You have to take the time to put yourself out there, and you have to want to interact with those people on a level other than just fucking them in order for them to get to know you, to know whether or not they like you. People cannot tell whether or not they like someone who is quirky and outlandish on the first go. Like, do you not see me sitting, like, do I strike you as, like, what? I seem, like, super normal and, like, conventional and, like, not an acquired taste as a human being to you? Like, come on, man. My friends are so fucking weird. So weird. I love you all, but each and every one of you is so fucking weird in just such a variety of fucking ways. But I literally, like, there is not a single friend that, like, I could probably think really hard and think of someone like normal. Fucking no, dude. And I have, oh my God, even like acquaintances and shit. Like anyone, I'm like, nope, actually, nope, nope, nope. Like, there's so many weird and or fucked up people out there who are like totally going to be fine with who you are. That's literally what I'm saying. So to say that no one's saying that when that's literally what I'm saying, you just need to communicate who you are with people. You need to put yourself out there and use your wordy words and tell people what you're feeling. If people intimidate you, if you feel nervous around them, fucking tell them. You know, like, like, you literally, like, I feel like you're hearing what you think I'm saying, and or I'm just not, like, because other people seem to not be hearing the same things from the same videos, and I'm like, bro, like, that's not what I'm saying. Like, definitely, most definitely, 100% not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I think you do have a good personality, because basically all that means is you're not a shitty person who does bad things on purpose. Everything else is just a matter of personal taste. You just have to find someone with similar personal taste. Like, I don't like that's not something. Okay, let me keep reading and then I'll continue because I want to. Yeah. You keep telling men that we need to make women not afraid of us, but you fail to give any advice whatsoever on how to do that. Be open and honest with them. Don't manipulate them. Don't lie to them. Just interact with people as friends without an agenda. The vibe of, I'm just here to hang out with you because I enjoy your company, is generally one that people can pick up on. The vibe of, I really don't give a shit what you have to say, I just want to get in your pants, is also a vibe that people can generally pick up on. Like, I am telling you, the fact that, like, you have to have a friendship with. I digress. I will continue. And quite frankly, if when we get back to, I think it's your comments otherwise, like, the safety issue is obviously not an issue for you, so, like, I don't know why that's the thing. Like, not every bit of advice is for every single person who hears it. Everyone has different issues. Like, if you have women in your life who you're friends with and feel comfortable around you, congratulations, you've achieved that. I don't know what you want. Like, what are women looking for when they, for what they believe is the personality of a rapist and a murderer? How could women possibly know what a rapist or a murderer would act like and how their personality would be? That's the point, dude. Like, that's the point. You're there is no way to know that. And so you're trying to be the most reassuring human being in the world because there's literally no way to know if you aren't the problem until you prove that you're not the problem. And giving you the benefit of the doubt puts her in danger. And that's a bummer for you, but it's just a fucking reality. Like, it literally, it is just the reality of the situation. Whether or not it is fair is fucking not important or relevant or going to change unless a whole lot of societal shit changes. So, like, yeah, no, that's the point, is she can't know. So it's all about your behavior. Because the only way you can judge people is their behavior. You don't know what people think. You only know what people do. So being honest, being open, those are things that you do, right? Like, that's literally, you're just trying to develop a track record of not being a creep. Like, that's it. You were going for multiple interactions with this person that are pleasant and positive. And hopefully they're also pleasant and positive for you. And that's how friendship works, is you interact with people and it's nice for both people. And then that builds, and sometimes you start talking about personal things, and sometimes you develop connections, and then sometimes those connections develop, like, however, if they get the impression that you're doing that with the intention of trying to bang them and not the intention of just being their friend, that is disconcerting. That's a different vibe. It's not a dangerous vibe, but it's not generally an inviting one either. Which is why my recommendation is to have actual friendships. Now, if you have actual friendships with women, they're not. Have you, like, and this is legitimate, and, like, maybe you have, and this has not worked for you, but, you know, like, it's a thing that I have seen happen. I have, like, have you asked them if they, like, know anyone? Just legitimately. Like, if that's a, like, yes, I have, and they're all like, no, like, okay. Like, I'm just, because I feel like that for some people would be an avenue. This is the thing, man. All of this is a for some people situation because that's how relationships and people work. You are never going to find some relationship advice shit that is going to be applicable to every single human being, like that's like super specific, you know? Like I think that generally most relationship advice that you will find that isn't like really weird, communication is the first thing that everyone tells you, right? Like I take it to I push the limits of this because I really think that the lack of open communication is what makes it hard to get into relationships, hard to get into good and meaningful relationships, and hard to maintain relationships when you're in them. Because just getting into a relationship with someone is one thing, but maintaining that relationship, like, the whole idea of left or right or whoever expecting you to put on a mask, that's exactly what I'm trying to avoid. I literally have talked about feeling like your partner is your home, and like that I feel like my partner is not work, right? Like I can just be, like I don't have to put on the like I'm out in public mask, or that like literally what you're saying is the exact opposite of what I'm trying to accomplish. Like I don't want you to pretend, but I need you to understand that just in the same way that you can't comprehend how they would know a woman was or a man was a rapist or a murderer, they can't. They're just looking at a track record of you having opportunities and not taking them. Honestly. Like, if we want to break it down to the fucking nitty gritty, it is you having the opportunity to do something stupid and not doing it over and over and over again. And also, those opportunities being actually pleasant experiences. And those two things add up. Like, having kind of a fun time with you while you're being weird and creepy and talking about how much you would bang her if she would just give you the chance. Like I've had those situations as well. Like it's like, dude, bro, I told you, like, it's too much pressure. You have to take the pressure off. Like, I don't, like, it's a thing with people in general, but like, man, it's a thing with women a lot. Like the I want to it makes you tense. And like, if we just think about this biologically for a moment, gentlemen, anything you're going to want to do is going to involve some part of her anatomy being relaxed enough to receive you, right? Like the juices don't flow when all of those tissues are really constricted. You know what I'm saying? So like it's I understand that you're not all rapists and murderers. That's not the point. Why would I be out here trying to give advice to rapists and murderers? Obviously. I feel like I'm screaming at a wall. Like, I'm being so misunderstood. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm cracking like a fucking egg. This is nothing if not entertaining for me, so I hope someone is entertained by this. Oh, Jesus. Okay. The women that I know hook up with the same couple of guys, and they're not friends with them. Most of the girls I know badmouth the men they are with. They don't seem to like them, let alone are friends with them. So, like, see, that seems like a problem with their relationships, and that seems like a problem with who they're choosing to sleep with. And, like, have you, like, no joke, have you talked to them about it? Been like, why is that? Like, not in a why don't you sleep with me instead of it all, but like a legitimate, like, seriously, it seems like you don't even like these guys. Like, I don't get it. Because, like, to be fair, like, people that I in my single days were someone that I will hook up with versus someone that I will like partner up with are not the same. And if you are not the sort of person who can roll onto Tinder and just hook up, the partner up then becomes your option, and that's an option. You just have to like find someone who actually likes you. And here's the thing, friend, you can. You just, if you're someone who is not like, bro, like, just accept that you're fucking weird and go find somebody else that's weird, man. Like, I don't know why people have to be so fucking tied up in being normal. Like, just be weird. Go find a fucking weird chick. It's not like they don't exist. It's not like you cannot find women out in the world who are like, I am weird and just autistic as anything, and all the ADHD and every, like, every quirky hobby, every, like, whatever, dude, like, whatever, like, I just, go. There will be people out there that you like, that like you. You don't just have to settle for the first fucking person that likes you. Like, man, like, I just, because the problem is, if you don't think you're worth someone actually investing this time in you, the second anyone shows you any kind of positive attention, you're going to jump all over it. You're going to end up in the fucking situations that I was in that were fucking toxic and horrible. And, like, that's not what you want, man. Like, I'm trying to get you to build a foundation for, like, something that could be meaningful and long-term in your life and fulfilling for you and a partner. Like, this is not a quick fix to get laid situation. That's not, because I do not have a solution for weird fucking dudes to, like, if you are not the sort of person who can roll up to somebody and be like, I think you're really hot and I'd like to fuck you about it, and have them be receptive to that, then you're gonna have to take another fucking tactic. And that tactic is, women are attracted to personality. Positive experiences over and over equal safety. That's it. There isn't a look. If there was a look, if that's the point, you would be easily screened out. Like, I'm sorry, man, the only murderer I know in person, very handsome man. I've known some rapists, not unattractive. Like, it's that's the entire fucking point, right? I'm not going to deny to you that there are situations where anyone, male, female, or otherwise, is around someone that they find to be overwhelmingly physically attractive, such that they do stupid shit that they otherwise would not have done. If you're here, you're not in that group, so can we all just move on from there? Like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, you're not gonna get the I'm hot enough that it's gonna override the strange man dynamic from the jump, unless you do. And if you do, you are not here right now watching me. Like, I don't know what to tell you. So, like, you can acknowledge that your asset is your personality. That is literally what I'm saying. That is literally exactly 100% what I'm saying. Someone will like you. Just like I love and value my friends, just like I have seen my weird ass fucking friends in various partnerships throughout the, like, just like I have my delightful weird ass fucking partnership myself. I'm not even saying that shit's perfect. You can go look at my fucking relationship shit. Like, I'm not even here to be like, it's perfect. Like, because the whole point is, it's all about communication and working through problems, and it's work to get it and it's work to keep it. And if you're not willing to put in the work to have a relationship that is beneficial to both of you, then you're going to have to go somewhere that sex work isn't going to get you robbed, I guess. Because I guess I can't just say sex work now, because I forgot that in a lot of places that's not viable. So you're saving your pennies to go to, like, Vegas or whatever. I guess fucking Amsterdam has even cracked down on the red light district because they don't want the sex work tourism as much. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Vegas is still totally, you can bunny ranch it up. And there are, like, fucking famous ass porn stars that show up there. So if you really don't want to invest in the relationship and don't want to, but yeah, I'll continue. Let alone friends with him. The biggest difference between men and women is their interest. My parents had no common interest. The guys that I know that are in relationships with women have no common interest with them other than they both want to have sex with each other. Okay, so here's the thing. Because you don't know what the, like, do you think that they like don't watch the same fucking media? Do you think they don't listen to the same music? Do they like you because they don't have the same hobbies? You think they don't have any common interest? You are intimately familiar with all of their behind closed doors conversations and activities. Bro, not having the same hobbies is not the same as not having the same interest. Yeah, I feel like, much like a lot of these comments from it's a lot of inferences into other people with no actual like experience in the area, and you're choosing to believe the negative when someone's telling you that there's a positive option. Because the thing is, people are fucking different. I'm not going to tell you that every relationship out there is fulfilling and wonderful. I'm not going to tell you that every relationship you will be in will be fulfilling and wonderful. But what I am going to tell you is the chances are better if you give a shit. I don't know. Oh, I'll admit that I LOL'd when you said watch DS9 to get a girlfriend. You have to be a troll. Listen, man. One, I said Discovery. Two, it wasn't to get a girlfriend. It literally was just to like watch people interacting socially, like just because like it's if you would like to watch something interesting that involves a lot of interpersonal interactions and people working through trauma and shit, because all of Star Trek Discovery is just people being traumatized and working through it with a science-y undertone, it's a soap opera. I don't know what to tell you. DS9 is way too religious for my taste. Like, it's fine, but it's not my favorite. It's, probably better than the original series. Just generally, Star Trek has been a very progressive show that's like its whole existence has been to like try to bridge people. So I really don't feel like that was an unreasonable, but I see the point. Let's see. Oh, did you just quote Gloria Steinem at me? Oh my god. So this was while we were recording this 11 minutes ago. We're 22 minutes in. Most feminists are against sex work. Listen to Gloria Steinem lambast sex work. Motherfucker, Gloria Steinem was old news when I was in college. I graduated in 2007. Are you fucking kidding me? You are going to come to... Okay, Sweet Pea. Okay. No. TERFs and SWERFs are against sex work. Modern feminists most certainly are not. Sex work is real work. I'll say it from now until I'm dead, and I'm about as left as you'll fucking find. So, absolutely, unequivocally not. You will not come into my space and fucking taint the name of feminism as if Gloria Steinem and her fucking third wave shit has absolutely anything to do with modern life in 2024. No thank you. Sorry. That was a genuine fuck all of that. And the only reason that I react with that level of sincerity is because I think like you genuinely mean this, and as someone who is a diehard fucking feminist, absolutely fucking not. Feminism is about equality for everyone. And as far as anyone with like sex work is literally known as the oldest profession. Trying to eliminate sex work is the same as trying to eliminate abortion. It will never fucking happen. You can either make sure it happens safely, or you can prohibit it, and it will result in death, crime, and destruction. It's fucking common sense, and it is 1000% feminist. And I will fucking die on that hill. I'm sorry, man. Like, I went to and graduated from the Evergreen State College, the most liberal of. I took a fucking gender studies class from Stephanie Kuntz, who has written innumerable books. Like, okay, okay, Gloria Steinem. This is. It's not the Christians who are making sex workers illegal. They're supporting a guy, Trump, who actively employs sex workers. Just because he employs them does not mean that he encourages the laws that allow their existence. And, like, yeah, he's a fucking hypocrite. Absolutely. So are they. They think he's a good Christian while he stands there and holds his Bible upside down. They're hypocrites. That's why I don't like them. I don't enjoy hypocrisy. What's the, like, how does this really. No, sweetie, it is. No, you're just wrong. They're hypocrites, and they don't see the hypocrisy. They don't care. They're brainwashed. Just like this incel shit. The right wing is really good at convincing people who don't want to think very hard, because they say something that sounds mildly convincing, and then people just go, yes, that supports the way that I feel, and so I will not think about it any further. Thank you. Like, I'm being real judgmental right now, but I'm like, ugh. It's Andrew Tate that's advocating the sex work stuff. Yeah, also, he's the fucking worst. I will, yeah, I still think that dude's hiding something. One of the reasons why guys are going to the right wing is because they are more pro-sex worker. No. What he's advocating for is exploiting women. He is not advocating for people doing sex work for their own benefit. I don't think that anyone should be exploited in any kind of work. Capitalism is wrought with exploitation of people's bodies. Look at fucking meatpacking plants. Look at Amazon fucking delivery drivers pissing in bottles. Look at any fucking factory. Capitalism causes people to put their bodies on the line. It's a capitalism problem. It's not a sex work problem, because it's not just in sex work. Like, if it were an only sex work problem, then but Andrew Tate specifically, and boy, do I know way more than I would like to about Andrew Tate. I have heard the shit and seen the shit, and of him specifically talking about, like, telling women who are camming for you that you're taking taxes out for them and then just pocketing the money. I very clearly don't think that you should be lying to people in order to fuck them. Certainly not in order to literally steal from them. He's a fucking monster. And if you think that he's like he's not pro-sex work. He's pro-manipulating anyone in any way that he can. He just saw an opportunity. If that's your fucking idol, does he seem happy to you? He doesn't seem happy to me. I've tried to be friends with women, but I work a full-time job and have real hobbies that take time. I only have so much time in the day. I do not have time to maintain hundreds of friendships. You don't need hundreds of friendships, but okay. If I was friends with all the women who have rejected me, I would not have time to pay my bills. No one said you had. Oh my god, you totally don't even want to get it at this point. I have tried every type of girl, even women twice my age. You've tried women that. Right. Okay. I would try disabled girls, but I don't run across them anytime. Holy shit. Like, bro, the fact that you think of different demographics of women as trying women, as if, well, since I dated like 3 40-year-olds, I can cross that off as a possibility for any future 40-year-olds that I might ever. People are individuals. You're looking for a very small minority if you're having this much trouble finding someone who thinks that you're neat. Like, if you don't want to put the effort in, fucking don't. but I am here to tell you that there are a lot of fucking people out there. God, like, if you want to believe that you're an incel forever, fine. But how the fuck do you think that queer people have ever queered ever any, like, if you just need to recognize that you are in a minority at this point, man. Sorry for you. You're a dude who can't just go out and bang. I don't know, man. Maybe it's not a minority. Maybe it's the fucking majority, but there's only a minority of people out there who are going to be into it for you. Because each and every human being is their own unique little beast, right? And if you don't naturally put on a package that you roll out into public and people are super into it, you have got to put some fucking work into finding the people who are into you. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying be someone else, but like, I think that you should be a caring person. Like, I generally, as a human, think that everyone should care to some degree about other humans. Is that going to change what other people do? You don't have to do the shit just because I want you to. Fuck. This is literally, I am not a religion. You can pick this shit apart like a buffet. If it doesn't work for you, leave it. But if it resonates and you're like, well, actually, but the shit that doesn't work, I would really love for you to think about why. Because a lot of you guys need to spend a whole lot of time thinking about how your brain works and why. Because you don't understand your own motivations for shit. Like, you really don't understand why you're doing the shit that you're doing, and the shit that you're doing is hurting you. Like, it bums me out. Let's see, hold on. There was another one in here, I'm almost certain. Maybe not. No, maybe, I think. Did I cover everything? That was longer than I actually expected. Hold on. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, my high value men video. I got another comment from same person. That's nonsense. There are teenagers who date people and none of them know who they are yet. If you think people have to achieve some form of self-mastery just to date someone, then you are part of the problem. People have flaws and they always will. Stop expecting perfection from men when they are just trying to start and get experience. I'm literally not expecting perfection from anyone. Progression over perfection. Perfection doesn't exist. I stole it from James Welsh. It's not my saying, but I believe it. Do I strike you as perfect, my dude? Like, literally, I talk all the time about, like, no one is expecting perfect. What I'm expecting is if you give a shit enough to take your time to complain, that you might also give a shit enough to put some work into yourself. And by work into yourself, I mean the things about you that you don't like, that you identify as flaws, fixing those. Not the things that other people don't like about you. Fuck other people. But if there are things about yourself that you're like, ooh, that doesn't seem pleasant, work on that shit. But if you are genuinely happy with all that you are and you have real hobbies that take time, what are your hobbies and why can't they involve other people, and why might those other people not at some point, if you try hard enough, be a girl? Like, I know there are hobbies that are male dominated, but like, damn, I'm pretty sure everything has a lady in there somewhere. You know, I don't know. The internet is a big place. You know, I just... And especially if you have numerous hobbies. You have no hobbies that you might... The thing that I am picking up from this is the I don't want to be friends with women because you don't seem to actually value women. And I don't know if that's a you don't value women or you just don't value people and you just don't care that you don't have men in your life because you're not, they wouldn't fuck you anyway, so who gives a shit, right? Um, it seems like you don't have a super high value of yourself, which seems to be a running theme here. And yeah, like, bro, like, you could be fine, friend. Like, I don't. I feel like at this point you might be intentionally misunderstanding what I'm saying. Like, it feels a teensy bit deliberate at this point. Let me see. Bear with me just a second. Oh, wait, I got another comment from someone that was not a hate comment, but something I said I wanted to think about. So many women think incels hate women, but I don't think that's the case. Incels might be angry with women, but actually love women. The primary problem is they hate men. How can you become a man when you view men as toxic? Women become your primary friend group, but never want to sleep with you because they see you as one of the girls. The ones you really hate are the men the girls you like are sleeping with, and you can't understand because you see how toxic they are. So you are the person, because I was like thinking, you, my friend, with the female friends, have you asked them if there are ladies in their life who they might enjoy you? So here's the thing. I really feel like you're like so halfway there. I just when how do I articulate this? Because like this brings up feelings from my past, right? This brings up like this weird jealousy of like bringing a dude around your friend and having your friend get real weird and having you be like, "Oh god," like cuz they just, it's an it's it one, it makes me wonder how old you are. Um Oh, also, to get back to the previous commenter and the teenagers dating, yeah, because teenagers are just horny fucks and bump uglies, and literally like the dude in the whatever video. Yeah, no, teenagers are ridiculous, and I don't think that you can base your behavior and decision making as an adult on teenagers. And I'm explicitly not just trying to give you advice to be able to like have some, I'm not trying to give you advice to stick it in. Teenagers have ridiculous relationships that are like way more intimate than my middle-aged ass is comfortable with at this. So like that's, teenagers are their own weird beast. But like, see, this really like this triggers the, well, this is where half the transmaxers are coming from. Oh, and while watching the transmaxing thing, I learned of some sort of, oh Christ, forgive me if this is not the right term, sissy hypno porn that is supposed to induce dysphoria that I somehow missed when going over the transmaxing manifesto weeks ago. This solidifies for me that the transmaxers are just trans women with extra steps. It's trans women who did not identify as men, who became man-hating because they internalized their hatred of the things about themselves that they did not like, and it took them a weird backward route in order to admit that the solution was in fact, oh, I'm actually a lady. But and I still say like the admission of that as the incel, that like I'm actually a woman, like if you can tell your homies that you're gaming the system, like I can understand the mental gymnastics I genuinely do not believe that someone is just going to be like presenting as a woman that isn't a woman. Like, I just don't buy it. I just don't buy like the whole autogynephile thing is like it's I think that's just trans women being comfortable in their bodies. I don't know. Mm. Whatevs. Like, uh, I don't know. I don't know if that was helpful. Have you talked to your like if you literally if most of your friends are girls, have you discussed this with them? Like genuinely. Not as a like, hey, we should bang of it all, but like, if these are people that you've been friends with for a long time and like, like, have you been like, hey man, like, what, like, is there something up with me? Like, is there something I should, not like, why don't you want to bang me? But like, I've been trying to date and I'm not having any luck. You hang out with me. Like, do you have feedback? If you approach it from, you don't want to bang me, why? Jesus, no one wants to hear that, right? You got to take that shit completely off of the person that you're asking for feedback from. You have to make it completely about what she thinks other people are thinking. You'll probably get a little of what she's thinking. You may get entirely what other people are thinking. Depends on the person, depends on how honest, depends on whatever. If we're talking about people who are banging dudes that they hate and shit talking him about it. I don't know how much direct honesty you'll get, but you may get some opinions that might help. Again, I've said this to others. I think that if you show this shit to women, like they will not disagree. My female audience is increasing, and I don't have women arguing with me, telling me that I'm ruining everything. So, you guys tell me because I don't know, you know. I'm just yeah, yeah. I don't know. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. I feel like I've gotten some really positive comments that I do. Oh, this is what I almost forgot. I'm glad I went back. Jesus. So Tree Forged. So I go hiking on my man versus bear. So I go hiking and camping, and if I run into a man in the woods, I wave at him and say hello. Several times men have invited me to have hamburgers or we're grilling. Your statistics are nonsense. The reason why bear attacks are not as high as murder is because there are way less bears, and most people never see a bear in their entire life. If women ran across bears as often as they did men, then bears would kill far more women. Your argument is as ridiculous as saying you should be more afraid of a hamburger than you are a gun because heart disease kills more people than gun deaths. Men didn't create the world. A small group of powerful men control everything and to say that the group is representative of the group is nonsense. I literally, like, I went on a whole ass rant, I'm pretty sure in this video, about how if you are watching this, you are clearly not in charge and that you are also a victim of the patriarchy. Like, that's literally what I said. Yes, sir, thank you for repeating my point for me. Yeah, you're not in charge. You're just a victim of the bullshit, but the bullshit is still perpetrated and it's still out there and you still have to fucking deal with it. Gun deaths versus hamburger deaths is not the same as the bear versus man. I'll finish reading the comment and then I will expound. Likewise, just because some men had power in the past does not mean that men as a group have power. The men who ruled the world in the past screwed over men as much as the women did. Normal men do not benefit from anything men in the past did. See, that's why the patriarchy is wrong and sexist. Stop blaming men for all the problems in the world. The reason why incels think men are so bad is because you keep saying men are so bad and did bad things. Stop hating men for who they are if you want to help them. So first of all, I am them. I'm not here to be man-hating. I'm here to understand that the patriarchy is a system, just like capitalism is a system. It is not specifically about men. However, it is a system in which we live, right? These numbers exist. women do in fact run into more men than they do bears, right? So if you're in the woods and a bear is there, that's, but like every time you run into a dude, that's another chance you're one of those fucking, what, 15,000? Like, here's the thing, man. Like, when I first, and I think in the first video where I said some shit about the man versus bear, because I think I talked about it briefly before, I joked, because I was talking to my kid about it, that minimally, if I'm in the woods with a dude, he's going to try to fucking talk to me. And that bear's going to leave me the fuck alone. And I joked because I thought that was funny. But reading this, like, because I read this one first and then started, and then, you forgot about this. So now here we are to close up on Man v. Bear again. So now, if I'm out hiking, right, like my presentation is different, my body mass is different, my sense of danger and fear is different. However, I used to hike by myself pretty frequently, and I definitely walked past lots of dudes. I can't say that I ever encountered bears. But I can say that I have encountered large wildlife. Large cats. I think at some point I probably did see a bear. I've seen some deer with some big antlers, a little too close for comfort. So like, I genuinely, I'm like, okay, so let's think about all the times that you've run into a dude. Let's think about the possibility of a bear, what you would do, right? And now, like, I'm not gonna deny that I have handled alligators, and I got, like, I would have gotten closer to the seals today had there not been a fence. So I'm not gonna deny the white guy of it all in my decision about the animal part of this, because if I see a bear, right, and the bear goes away, I'm going to be disappointed, right? But like logically, if I come to a bear in the woods and the bear sees me and I see the bear and the bear, I don't have food, right? So the bear has no need to come to me. I'm not approaching the bear, and the bear has an exit, right? Bear goes away, right? So this is a non-dangerous bear situation, right? The same as if you run into a dude hiking on a trail, right? If I, pre-transition, ran into a dude on the trail, I might say hi. I might wave. But I guarantee you at some point, once I walked past them, I would turn around to make sure they weren't fucking following me. Every fucking time. Because I didn't want to be alone with a man in the woods. I probably, if it were like a big fucking dude, or a dude who had like a lot of equipment on him or some shit, I would still do that, hiking by myself to this fucking day. I would be more wary of walking past a person, right? And yes, more with a man than a woman. I have said before, I understand that it is not a pleasant experience to have someone cross the fucking street when they see you because they see you as a threat. Because me at night getting clocked as a dude, and me during the day when it's a 50-50 chance depending on the angle, I am more likely to have a woman walk past me during the day than at night. In the times that I have gone out, in like, I cannot, like, it, having people be afraid of you is not a particularly exciting thing, but it is a fucking reality. So you can either bellyache about it, or you can realize it and do something so that the women that you are interacting with have positive experiences with you and realize that you're not a threat, because they cannot identify by sight. If we could just look at people and know they were rapists and murderers, none of this would be a problem. That's the fucking problem. It's that all of the rapists and murderers are the fucking dudes. Not all. I'm being hyperbolic. I speak in hyperbole a lot. If you have a problem with hyperbole, you're really just going to have to get over it. Because it's just not going to stop. Because I am not going to change my entire way of speaking for people who can't and or refuse to understand hyperbole. Like, I'm exaggerating for effect. Get it? Because we're talking about, like, wow, you know, a fuck ton more of the violent things that people are doing to other people, men are doing. And not just to women, just men are doing the things. I'm not even looking at who the victims are at this point. I'm literally just looking at the people doing it. Because I'm not even trying to make this a, like, just... If you can't acknowledge that testosterone makes people more aggressive and that, like... Like, you cannot come in here and start talking about shit about reality and then not be able to look at all of reality. Like, so legitimately, like, thinking about it, I can remember the feeling of anxiety of many times my turning around to make sure that a dude was still walking. Like, if I saw a bear walk away, I never, not once, would turn around to see if he changed his mind. If I'm turning around, it's to see if I might get another glimpse of the cute furry animal, not because I think it's going to come back and get me. If it has already walked off, I assume it's done. If a man has already walked off, I wonder if he's going to turn around. Like, you have to accept that that is a genuine thing that people feel, that you're being upset about does not make it go away. So you can either work within the system or be fucking miserable about it. This is not a thing you can change by doing anything other than being a good man and encouraging other men in your life to be good men. That's it. There's nothing else you can do about this. There is no amount of, but I'm that is going to undo the danger that women are legitimately in, even if they're only legitimately in that danger from a minority of men. It's still way the fuck more men than it is women, and it's also not to their benefit to give the benefit of the doubt, because if they're wrong, they're dead. That doesn't make it your fault. So, please go out and be yourself. Genuinely. Invest in hobbies. Take a fucking class. Go hang out at a park you like. Find a fucking coffee shop. I don't fucking know, dude. Like, to the guy, legit, the guy who has friends that are female, I would like to know more about what those relationships look like. I would love for you to discuss, like, if this is a thing that you are open with them about, like, talk to them, see what they, like, I would love to know what women in the lives of people who, like, give a shit about this sort of thing, like, say. Because that, you know, I would like some insight from some women that are not my friends. Because ain't no women in my life want to discuss this. Not a one. They're just like, I don't quite, because no one will let me get into enough details to explain why I'm... Do you see what you're fighting against, gentlemen? I'm trying. Again, if you want to hate. I do appreciate the feedback. I'm not going to mince words. I'm probably going to yell at you. Unless, I like to yell at the internet. I don't know what to tell you. From what I can tell, a lot of the shit that's aimed at incels is just being yelled at. I think a lot of you share my humiliation kink. I think, really. Okay, that's fully me projecting. I digress. I hope you were entertained. I hope you found something useful. I hope you like and subscribe. I love you. Be safe. Make good choices.